Let's talk bigger watches. Welcome back everyone to another episode, and today I'd like to talk to you about bigger sized watches. More particularly, I have 3 watches here with me today that I'd like to show you and give you my 2 cents on why I tend to wear bigger watches right now and why I do think they look cool. So the 3 watches I have here with me today is the Panerai Luminor Destro, the PAM 115, which is a 44mm watch. Then I have the Chopard Mille GT XL, which is also a 44mm watch. And I have a smaller one with me here today. This is my Seiko 5 Naruto edition Boruto, which is 42mm. So I have these 3 watches here with me because a while ago I did a video on me talking about what is the right size of watch for your wrist. And let's be honest here. I did this video because I thought that the watch has to fit to your wrist and has to fit to your personal style. And I still believe that this is true. However, my perception of bigger watches has changed. And you know that I was talking about the Luminor in a recent video where I said that the Luminor has a great size to be worn even on smaller wrists. And I think this is true for many other watches in these different sized categories. A friend of mine, Mr. Nice Watch on Instagram, he tends to wear bigger watches, even though he has small wrists like I have. What I want to tell you today is that 2 things are important here. Number 1, you must like the watch. So it has to fit to your personal style and you have to like it. And number 2, size doesn't always matter. So let's talk about these 3 watches that I have here with me today. First of all, I'd like to talk about the Panerai watch. This is the Panerai Luminor Destro PAM 115 that I featured in a recent video. And I still believe that this is one of the best, coolest, bigger watches that you can wear. And we've seen this in the last couple of years, that watches tend to get bigger right now. There are 2 trends actually. One is the watches are getting a bit bigger, so like 44mm, 42mm, and they're getting smaller, like 36, 37, 38mm. And if you look at the Panerai, Panerai has just recently introduced a 38mm Luminor as well. And they're opening their product line for different kinds of sizes. I think that the Luminor, the 44mm Luminor, still is one of the best fitting watches on smaller wrists as well. And that's due to the size and due to the shape of the case, in my opinion. It's not too big, it's not too high, and the case slightly bends a little bit, and with the straps that you have as an option, like for example the caoutchouc or the rubber straps that you have for the Luminor, it just fits more nicely on the wrist, and the Panerai isn't very heavy as well. One of my favorite watches. So let's get on to the next watch that I have with me here today. This is the Chopard Mille GT XL. This watch is actually a limited edition of 1,000 pieces. I took this watch with me. It's actually my father's watch, so I borrowed it. Sorry, Dad. I took this watch, I put it on my wrist. I have worn this watch a couple of years back. And I do think that this again also demonstrates that a 44mm watch can be worn on smaller wrists as well. So today I'm wearing this with a blue bracelet, which is also our caoutchouc bracelet from Hirsch. This is the Hirsch Tiger. Yeah, it matches the sweater that I'm wearing today. This is also a bigger watch, also not too high, not too thick. And again, with the strap, it actually wraps around the wrist quite nicely again. So it does fit on my wrist quite nicely. And last but not least, I have my Seiko 5 with me, the one that I've had in a video also recently. This is the Seiko 5 Naruto collab with the Boruto edition that I have. And yet again, this is a 42mm watch. I was amazed by the Seiko watch. This is my first Seiko, and this watch is a little bit thicker. I do feel that the 42mm case is perfect. It's great in size, and I'm a person that actually always tends to wear maximum to 40mm watches. So I'm not used to wearing bigger watches. However, I've recently started experimenting with them, and I do feel that there is a place for them even on my wrist and in my collection. And the Seiko is one of those watches that I have in my collection that's a bit bigger with the 42mm case. I do feel that it's a great addition. I don't wear the watch as often as I would like to because in my opinion, Seiko 5 is a bit too thick for me personally, but I still think that the case is great, the functions and the quality that you get for the Seiko is fantastic. So to conclude this video, I wanted to show you 3 different kinds of watches of bigger sizes. I want to show you that yes, even if you have a smaller wrist, you can actually wear one of these bigger watches if you like them. For example, by putting on a rubber strap or putting on a leather strap, there is an option here that will help you because the straps tend to wrap around your wrist a bit more tightly and a bit more nicely compared to the metal bracelets. And just slims down the whole physique and the aesthetic of the watch a little bit. If you like the bigger sized watches, do go out there and look if there are some nicely shaped case designs as well on the watches, because this also helps with the look and the feel of the watch on your wrist. That being said, I hope you liked this video. Please do subscribe because yeah, just do it. If you're getting any value out of this video, please do subscribe. As always, if you feel like it, put a thumbs up. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.